Hey guys, it's me, Johnny. It's been a while. I thought I would make a video because I've been trying to do them like once a month, but it is not working out because I've been incredibly busy. But I don't know, it's Tuesday or Wednesday today, and I am in Vanny right now. I just got off work. And I thought, I just have no time. So I'm going to make a video right now and just say, hi, how's it going? And I wanted to talk about the van because recently I had a bit of a problem with the front end and it was preventing me from going anywhere. I wanted to take some road trips and start building this out again. But about 2 months ago, there was some knocking noises that were happening when I was going over speed bumps and making turns, and I was just like, that's not good. Because I've had front end issues with this van about 4 years ago. So I thought, cool, I'll just bring it down to the mechanic, have him look at it, and like, bada bing, bada boom, tighten some things up and I'll be good. Well, I went to the first mechanic, he didn't even acknowledge. I was like, hey, I need tires, because they were bald, and I need you to look at the front end and just see if, it's making knocking noises. So when I picked up the van, there were new tires on it, and he said nothing about the front end. So I asked him, he's like, oh, yeah, we didn't see anything wrong with it. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God. So I was like, all right, clearly they didn't look at it. So I get busy, and then a couple weeks later, I go and I make an appointment to another guy. And that was the guy, the second guy was the one that actually worked on the front end before. Or at least it was the same garage. So I bring it down there. I'm like, hey, 4 years ago it came down. You guys worked on the front end. It's making knocking noises. Can you guys check it out? They look at it. They literally call me. Like it took them 6 hours. They call me back right at the end of the day. And the guy's like, hey man, just want to let you know we did an inspection. Everything looks great. He's like, it looks brand new. I was like, what? I'm like, no way. Anyway, hold on. I want to show you guys what they did. So. Let's go take a little cruise here. I want to show you what they did. I was just like, no, that's not possible. So I kind of was like a little bit shocked. I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, because the bushings are cracked. And there's grease leaking from the CV boots, and there's a puddle of oil on the bottom of this one, I don't know what it is. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's not okay. And so he's like, oh, we'll have our master, he called him a master technician, look at it. And at that point I'm like, no, don't worry about it, because they clearly didn't look at it either. And they do charge me money to do a diagnostic, and they didn't. Oh man. So I go to the third guy. A week later, I make an appointment. I look online and I find this guy that's got a good reputation. He's around the corner. I'm like, I'm gonna try this guy. And so I bring it to him, and this guy is like, when I pull up, I'm like, hey, I've got knocking noise on the front end, and I'm just a little concerned something's wrong. He goes, the owner of the shop's gets the mechanic and tells him to go take a test drive with me, which nobody has done in the past. Nobody diagnoses things anymore. They're just like, try this. So he gets in, the mechanic's like, sorry, this camera is all over the place right now. But anyway, I'm trying to do this discreetly because I don't have a dashboard mount for my phone. And I should use my dash cam, which is right there, but I'm a moron and don't know how to use all these things, so I'm just like, I'll just hold my phone while I drive. So hold on, guys. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what's going on here. All right. So the guy calls and he says, yeah, you've got a major problem. Do not drive this thing on the freeway. Let us fix it. And I was like, yeah, thank you. So let's see if I can do this. I think I have to put the tires pointing in. Okay. So let me show you what they did. And it's crazy. All right, hold on here. Okay, here we go. So I'll show you. Sorry about this. Okay, they put in new shocks. They put in oh, I can turn the wheel the wrong way. I gotta go on the other side. Yeah. They put in all new. This is all new. This is all new. Shocks are new. They put in just, there's some other stuff. The control arm is new. And we also did the back one, the back shocks, which are back there. See them? So we put those in too. So this guy, his third mechanic, was like, yeah, when he looked at it, he called me back within 15 minutes. I was walking home and he's like, yeah, don't drive this thing anywhere. He's like, I'm glad you brought it in. Like, he's like, this is broken. He made the analogy of like being like a pizza box and like shaking the box. Okay. Shaking the box, but the pizza like moves at a different speed or something. I'm like, that's a weird analogy, but it's probably going to be really expensive if you're making like a pizza analogy for my front end work. I'm like, this is going to be really expensive. So anyway, he kept the car for like 2.5 days. He got the parts in, he did it, and everything is like great. So it was really expensive. I have no way of paying for it. I put it on my credit card, and I'm just like, maybe I'll win the lottery tomorrow. I don't know how I'm going to pay for any of this. But I'm very grateful that this guy was honest. And I kind of talked to him. I'm like, I went to these other two places, these other two garages, and one guy completely just pretended I didn't even ask him to like do an inspection on it, which you could see it was written on the, when I went to go pay for the tires, it said front end inspection. And then the other guy said it was perfect. He said it was perfect and it looked like new. It's like, I feel like that might be a little criminal to send people back out on the road with something as broken as that. So either it wasn't as broken as this third guy said, but it looked broken to me, or these guys just want to deal with it. But anyway, it was interesting because the guy was like, oh, yeah, it's a really big job, and like some of these garages like don't want to take that work on because, especially if they're, it was like a chain, like Pep Boys, let's just call it that, and they have to get work done at like a certain amount of work done during a day, and so if it slows them down, and which seemed like bullshit to me. I was like, I brought my vehicle, my other car over there, and they took like 4 days once, and so anyway, I just want to give you a little update on the van. It's doing a lot better, and because it was working better, I mean, it's still making a little bit of a knocking noise, but I think that's coming from the springs because I need motor mounts and springs, and oh my god, I'm not going to deal with any of that now. I gotta I don't know what I gotta do to pay that freaking bill, but I gotta figure that out. So before I do anything else, I gotta pay this off and then work on the next project, which is going to be the body work, and I'll explain that later. But there's some like pretty big rust happening around the window. Here, I'll show you the roof. I'll show you the rust while we're talking, while we're having a little chat on a whatever day it is. Okay, so yeah, I'll show you. So that white goes all the way down. So the roof is pretty much, like, that is all oxidation and rust. And it goes right down here. The rust is pretty significant, and all that white is oxidization. And that's turning into rust. And on the other side, there's like some of the metal has started to rust and then popped up at the joint. So I don't know, but that's my next big project. But anyway, just want to check in, let you guys know that Vanny is doing better. But it all worked out, man. Everything, and it runs a lot better now. I think it had to kind of like settle, like all the parts. So anyway, I'm battling, but I just want to say hi. Vanny's good. Man, it's great to see everybody. Yeah, and I don't know. I got some other stuff I want to do, but anyway, I'll explain that in my next video, whenever that is. I don't know. All right, talk to you guys later.